All right. Uh, wanted to come to. Yeah, we just started to do this and then realized that the silly thing was muted the whole time. Anywho, wanted to come to you guys today and share a little bit, just kind of a bit of personality that you'll never get the chance to experience again. Our grandpa, and that's him right there. This is Grandpa. Just passed away today. Grandpa just passed away today. And Grandma also, she passed away coming up on 2 years ago. It was early July 2nd, I think.
July 2nd, yeah.
July 2nd, 2016. But Grandpa's passed away, and it's funny, I said this very same thing this morning, and then Caleb said it, I noticed in the Discord, and I was just so surprised by that. When it rains, it pours, and we're not trying to come to you guys feeling like we're just trying to come with bad news all the time, but this is supposed to be more of a happy thing. It's been a little time coming. Still not happy to see him go, and we're grieving, but it's a joyous thing. He's in a much better place.
He's with Grandma now.
Yeah, he's with Grandma now too. So.
And he really, really missed her.
Oh yes, he did. I mean, you were married to someone over 50 years.
How long was it exactly?
65 years, I think. They got a plate. They were married for a little longer than that, I think. But 65 years, they had a plate. It's in that knick-knack thing right up here. You just can't really see it.
Yeah.
Yachty's head's in the way, or maybe it's in one of these other shelves. I think it might be right there, actually, but I'm not sure. Anyway, they had a cool commemorative plate. Anyway, so this is just, we wanted to share. He had a multitude of stories. If you ever had the opportunity to hear my grandpa speak, I mean, he was the kind of person who could sit down and tell a story, and he'd have all the kids and all the adults even, they would just line up in a big semicircle around him, and they'd just sit there and listen, because he was wonderful. And these were true stories, too, but we wanted to share just kind of a little piece of that. And if you guys like it, I mean, there was a few others that we had recorded. This is ported over from our old channel, our original channel that we just did some vlogging on. Now we just vlog here, of course, because this is just like the main channel where all the communities kind of moved to. Yeah. But anyway, we wanted to take a moment to share this with you guys, and if you like it, then maybe we'll move some others over here so you guys can see it.
Let me say something.
Alright, sure thing.
Okay, so I just wanted to tell you guys, share a little bit of my story with the family. See, growing up, I didn't have grandparents. I mean, I had grandparents, but they didn't live nearby me, so I didn't get to know them. And when I moved to South Carolina with Hubster, you know, they welcomed me into the family. They were very warm and very kind, and they treated me like one of their own.
Sean, hold on.
So I got to grow with them, feeling that they were my grandparents. So this is not only tough on Hubster, but I feel that, you know, that's my grandpa, and I always call him grandpa since I moved with Mark. So that's grandma and grandpa. That's how I know them. They were very kind, the most giving person. They treat you like family. You come in the door, they're like, "Hey, how you doing?" They don't even expect you to knock. They just want you to come in and hang out with them, and you know, that was the most family relationship I ever had in my life. So I just wanted to share that with you guys.
Anywho, we won't stall anymore. I'll go ahead and turn it over to the video. Like I said, it's ported over from our other channel. If you guys really like it, before I did anything else today, I wanted to take this opportunity to put this together and share it with you guys. So I love you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the story time. That's it.
Life is perfect today. I wouldn't want to spend it any other way.
So this here's Grandma and Grandpa. This here's Grandpa. We'll use first names as usual. This here's Grandpa Neil. We just call him Pops. And here's Gemma. And we're going to try out a new segment here. We'll call it Story Time with Pops and Gemma.
Grandma doesn't tell stories.
She cracks the whip and slings the cane around. I'm teasing. Go ahead, Pop. You had a story for us.
This is one story that's been passed down from my granddad to my dad, and my dad passed it on down. Supposedly it was his granddad. Let me get this right. No, his great-granddad. His dad's great-granddad and two other guys was in an old road wagon pulled with a team of horses, and they were taking grain to the mill to be ground into cornmeal and flour. And there was, down below in the valley, there was a little Indian village. And there was a Indian woman walking along with something in her hand. I don't remember what she's carrying now.
How long ago would you say that was?
Oh, goodness sakes. When this story actually happened?
Yeah, when it actually happened.
It would have been in the 18-something, maybe...
Early 1800s, mid-1800s?
Maybe 1830, somewhere in there. But anyway, this Indian was going down a path, and she was carrying something. And this one guy had his rifle. Well, all three of them carried guns anywhere they went. But this one picked up his rifle and said, I'm going to shoot that, whatever it was, package out of that Indian's hands. And they told him not to do it. But he shot. Well, he missed the package, but he hit the woman and killed her, this Indian woman. So they went on down the road just a little ways, and here's all these Indians on horses in the middle of the road. And they said, well, one of you shot whatever the Indian major's name was, and said, if you'll turn him over to us, if you'll point him out, we'll let the rest of you, the other two, go. But if you don't do that, you're all three going to die. So they decided the best thing to do is just turn this guy over to them. And they did, and the Indians took him. That's the last anyone ever seen him. So that was the story that used to be, my dad would tell.
Oh man, you can only imagine what kind of torture they put him through at first. And we see we're native Cherokees actually in our bloodline.
My great grandmother was 100% Cherokee, and I think it was either her or her parents, and I'm not sure. It's been too long. It was in the Trail of Tears.
Yeah.
When they sent them from North Carolina to Oklahoma. And they said, I think something like 80% of them died on the way.
Well, that's why they called it the Trail of Tears, of course. That was a rough, especially back then, that was a rough journey.
Well, that's my story.
That's the story for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoyed this segment of Story Time with Pops. You know, we'll get some comments on it.
And Grandma.
And, of course, Grandma. Grandma's going to have some stories for you, too. She says she won't, but I can promise you she's got some stories. Most of them involve us young'uns.
Well,
and
if you can get her to tell the story of when she proposed to me.
Oh, I wouldn't tell the story that I told that I had involved with Harold as high school, but I'd have to use one cuss word in it.
Go for it. Go for it. Worst case scenario, we'll bleep it out and do a funny little sound effect or something to that effect. But unless it's like not too bad, then it'll be fine.
It's not
But
If it's an F word, we'll probably bleep it out and put a funny little...
It was when Admiral was on strike.
It was in the middle of the 60s. Somewhere.
Okay, Admiral was on strike, so I was walking picket duty. And Harold, our middle child, was going to go look for a job.
That'd be my Uncle Harold. He's, yeah.
He
Go
was
ahead.
going to go look for some work, and he was going to go to the unemployment office. But I had to write a note to school. And so on this note to the high school I wrote that Harold had an appointment, so to let him out at school like at 2 o'clock. And Harold said, "Mom, they'll want to know what my appointment is for." And I said, "You tell them if I wanted to know what the damn appointment was, I'd have put it in the note." So when they asked him, that's exactly what he told them. So therefore, he got kicked out of school, but he had in-school detention.
In-school suspension?
Because they couldn't get a hold of me. Well, when he got home that night, he was furious at me because they couldn't get me. So I called the high school, but the boys' counselor was already gone. So I left word for him to call me. So the next morning he called, and he said, well, it was about the note. And I said, "Yes, I understand it was about the note, and you better be glad you didn't get a hold of me last night, that you got a hold of me this morning instead of last night." "Well, I just knew he didn't tell you." I said, "Oh, yes, he did. I didn't raise a liar, and if I'd have want you to know what his appointment was, I'd have put it in the damn note." So that was my story.
Did he get out of suspension after that, or did he get out of trouble at least?
It was just for that afternoon that he was put in suspension.
Bet they wish they could have put you in suspension then.
No, I never had no more dealings with any notes.
Fair enough. Alright, that's awesome. They're gonna get a kick out of this. It is dangerous to go alone. Here, it's dark. People are stealing our clothes. No, I'm just kidding.